I love walking in the woods near my house. I love seeing the wildflowers. One of the flowers I love to see is violets. Now violets, not surprisingly, are violet. They're all over the woods. There's a lot of them, and they're beautiful violet color. Well, one cool thing about violets is that not all of them are violet. Some of them are white, some of them are yellow, and let's say some of them are green. Some of them are pale green, pale greenish white. Not very many of them. That's kind of a special color. Well, suppose I had my own field of violets, a whole field of them just for myself. And every day I went out picking violets. Well, I think that the greenish ones are kind of special. So I leave them. But I want to pick some flowers, so I pick the violet ones. Oh, I'm not going to get them all the first day. And I'm probably not going to get them all the second day. But I do that every day all summer. Now, note, if you pick flowers, the plant doesn't get to make seeds, because seeds come from the flowers. That's why you should never pick wildflowers. But, I'm probably going to miss a few. So the next year, I do get a few more violets. But I have a lot more of the green ones left, and they're the ones that made seeds. And that year, I still like the green ones, so I go and I pick a few more of the violet ones. What if I do this every day for years? Well, pretty soon, I don't have violets. I've got greens. Violets actually are pretty tasty greens, by the way. But that's a side note. Well, this is a little silly just happening with flowers, but what if this was happening to every characteristic of every living thing on Earth all of the time? Well, actually, that's exactly what is happening. Imagine if every little fish in the sea had to swim away from other fish and might want to eat it. Bigger fish. Well, if the little fish is pretty easy to see, there's a good chance that fish isn't going to be around for very long. But if another little fish, the same kind of fish, but it's a little different color, it's a little harder to see, that fish might get eaten, but there's a lot better chance that it's going to get away. Well, if you have this happening with all the fish all the time, pretty soon, you're going to have almost all fish that are hard to see. And this is going to happen with everything. With not just things like color, but things like height, shape, how bony the skeleton is. You name it. All of these things are going to change over time based on which characteristic allows that living thing to reproduce. Now there is a name for this. There's a name for this thing that we're talking about. And this name is natural selection. This is a process by which nature goes about choosing which things reproduce and which things don't. Now notice there's no real direction to it. The fact that I chose the green ones over the purple ones was just kind of a matter of personal preference. And in nature, the things that live are just the things that happen to do better in certain circumstances. And, what may be good in one place may not be so good in another place. In fact, that causes things to go different directions. If you have one group of living things, one group of animals, and you have some set of conditions that are good for them in one place and bad for another place, well, they're going to change, and they're going to go different directions. And life has been around for a long time, billions of years even. So this process of natural selection has taken as few as one living thing and sent it in so many different directions that we have everything today. From huge trees to elephants to, say, dolphins. The world is full of so many amazing, beautiful things. And it's all because of one simple process: natural selection. And I think that that is amazing and beautiful and a powerful thing to know.